On this week's breaking news, we shoot for the stars in Hail Mary. Kpop Demon Hunters is officially coming, and we have a new cat. It's just orange, but it's still a fun cat. All that and more on this week's breaking news. Today's episode is brought to you by Back-to-Brick Wear, my newest venture into the A-Full merchandise, the ultimate LEGO-inspired clothing line that's not just fashionable, but also celebrates the very foundation of the LEGO system we all know and love. Imagine minimalist designs that seamlessly blend style and nostalgia. Back-to-Brick Wear brings you high-quality apparel inspired by the iconic LEGO bricks we know and love. Each piece is crafted with precision and attention to detail, making it a must-have for any LEGO enthusiast. These aren't just your average threads. We're talking about minimalist designs that don't scream at you, but just show your nerddom in a classy way. And of course, they're inspired by designs found in the LEGO system. And you know what screams quality? Embroidery. Almost every piece is stitched with love, featuring those iconic LEGO elements. It's like wearing your childhood memories, but making them fashionable. So whether you're a hardcore A-Full or just want to rock some seriously cool gear, check out the Back-to-Brick Wear page on Etsy. Dive into the collection, embrace the LEGO spirit, and let's make some memories together. Back-to-Brick Wear, where the style meets nostalgia. Head over to the Back-to-Brick Etsy page and let the fashion adventure begin. Happy building, my friends.
Lego. Breaking news.
Hey everybody, welcome back to Back to
news.
Brick. I'm your host Garrett, and this is the podcast where we talk with fellow A-Fulls about their LEGO designs, and we get down to the breaking news to talk about all things LEGO has been up to for the past week. I appreciate each and every one of you coming to listen to the podcast. Make sure to subscribe so that you can stay up to date on all the latest LEGO news, and you get to hear my voice all the time, which is pretty fun. I would say that I like my voice. Not really. I actually hate listening to myself as I edit these podcasts, but I think that's with every podcaster. It's just weird to hear yourself all the time. If you really want to help the podcast, you can go over to our patron at Back-to-Brick Patreon and become a patron. Patreon. I always screw those up. And you can become part of our LEGO Stud community, get the podcast early without ads, and of course, building a fun LEGO community. So you can check that out in the link in the description. Now, today, we're going to be talking about LEGO for the LEGO news, of course. Admin-wise, I finally got some shelving started. I'm going to do some track system, and it's going to be 12 feet long, and that's probably still not long enough, so I'll probably expand at some point, but right now, that's what we're going with. So wish me luck, because it's going to take some time to make sure it's right, and it's not cheap. Shelving is terribly expensive, especially when you want to buy more and more Lego and Lego parts to build other things, but we'll eventually get to that. But right now, we're just going to do the news. And of course, at the end of the episode, we'll be doing our set reviews. Our first set is going to be the set 4222 NASA Artemis Space Launch System rocket, a Technic set. And then our Brickable mock is the Bell Beast Hollow Knight Silk Song by Red Verse, and it's part of the Hollow Knight series that I actually never played or know of, but it looks like a really cool build. So I'm excited to talk about it. All right, everyone, let's get into this week's first breaking news story. First up, something I'm really excited for. I love this book, and I can't wait for the movie because they've been promoting the hell out of it. But this is Project Hail Mary, an Andy Weir book, and they're getting it into a movie form now with what's his name, Ryan Gosling, and it looks really fun. I would highly recommend reading it first and then going to see it. I think it's coming out in the next couple months, but this set is so cool. This is Project Hail Mary, set 11389. It's an 18 plus set, 830 pieces, and it costs $100, and it'll be available on March 1st. Now, is that expensive? Yeah, that's pretty high. I mean, you're missing 170 pieces right there. It should be $80, but they do have one custom minifigure, which the rest of it, I'm pretty sure you can just build on your own. It does come with the alien Rocky, and I'm surprised that they really talked about it during the trailer. I think that would have been fun to keep hidden, but I think they needed to really promote getting this to people. They do have fun new prints for his suit, and then there's a panel that will come in handy later in the movie. It does look like it rotates, which is part of the system for gravity, which will be explained. It's a rocket, or it's not a rocket, I guess. It's said it's a rocket, but it's got 3 engines, and it's primarily like habitat and a science lab and all these things. But I love it. I'm so into this, and I can't wait to get it myself to explore enjoyment of Another IP for a movie. They've done these for Marvel, and they did the Ornithopter, which I think was reasonably successful, at least at the beginning, and then I think it had some discounts later. But this one is super cool for me. As a 33-year-old man, I am not ashamed to admit I like and love Kpop Demon Hunters, and guess what? Lego's doing it. It is no longer just a rumor. Lego has announced this officially, and it even had a small little video showing the cat knocking over a pot. Now, it's just the leg, but it's likely we'll get this as a buildable figure with the crow, and then we'll also be getting a Huntrix, probably concert. Not sure if it's going to be minifigure, most likely going to be friends, which is a little disappointing because I want them to do minifigure, but who knows? That could change. But they'll be coming out with this in the summer and continuing through additional sets in 2027. So we can look forward to having more sets than just one, and maybe they'll continue with the new movie when that eventually gets into production. Now, this is another one that is crazy. When we grew up, we had Pokemon and Yu-Gi-Oh! And guess what? Lego is doing Yu-Gi-Oh! Over on Lego Ideas as a contest where you can have your set then made into its own set, which is crazy. That'll come out in 2027. So it kicks off to seek and celebrate the Yu-Gi-Oh! Duel monsters. Build something from your favorite scene or whatever. And I've got some ideas. I watched Yu-Gi-Oh! A little bit, not as much as I did Pokemon. But it's still a blast from the past childhood thing, early 2000s, to enjoy another card game. I think I had Yu-Gi-Oh! Cards at one point. I didn't have as many as I do for Pokemon, but it definitely was another collection piece and really an interesting IP to also get into. Lego Ideas set 21376. They've come out with another cat. This is the orange cat. It's 1,755 pieces at 18 rating and $100. Now, this is a great price per piece count. Now, the only thing I will say is it is, well, the exact same as the black and white cat. Was the black and white cat a great design? Of course it was. That's why it was so popular and became like their mascot for Christmas. And this has like a dark orange style to it, but it looks the same. It has the white chest. It's got the white paws. The face is a little different, but not a ton. That's just based on coloring. I think it's still the same design overall. Will it have orange cat energy? Probably. It'd be crazy. But I think they could have gone a little farther outside this standard design and tried something else similar to, I don't know, maybe a stretching cat or something, or a sleeping cat would be cool. This just seems like, it was good enough. Let's just do another one. So, it's fine. New Brickheadz revealed. There was a new Brickheadz revealed, and it's another IP that actually, well, Lego has done before, but it's Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles as Brickheadz. This is set 40878, and it comes with all four of our favorite characters at $40. So we get Leonardo, Raphael, Michelangelo, and Donatello, and they're all as the great little Brickheadz. And I watched this as a kid a couple times, not a ton, but the Brickheadz are really cool, especially because these are kind of new IP, and Brickheadz are definitely something I hope that they do with like Pokemon too. And $10 per one, standard. That's what they've done. It'll definitely go on sale at the end of the year, probably around the October timeframe. A new McLaren was announced for the Technic line. This is the McLaren F1 MCL 38. It's an upgrade from the McLaren that they had previously. It's got a lot of fun details in addition to some of the new designs, the tires and the hubcap sections to it. The price hasn't officially been revealed, but it's likely to be at the larger scale that they've did for the Ferrari and Red Bull. Since McLaren did win this past year, it makes sense that they're going to come out with this Technic set. And people who are McLaren fans will enjoy this. I like Norris. I've always been a Ferrari, but Red Bull just dominates. You can't really beat Verstappen, but apparently they did for the championship overall here. Some more May sets that we're expecting to come out, And some images have been revealed. The Sully, Mike, and Boo from the Monsters Inc. as Brickheadz. And they're cute, but they're not the best, I don't think. Boo looks good, as well as Mike Wazowski, but kind of an interesting shape because Mike is circular and Brickheadz are square. We have the Supply Llama and Fish Stick figure from the Fortnite line. The Supply Llama is a creative build. It's a little bit bigger than a standard Brickhead, so it's a little bit longer, but it's pretty funny, and that's just an addition onto the Brickheadz line. And of course, there's a couple more coming out, but nothing major for the March release lineup other than the Hail Mary. Mechanical engineers at Duke University have decided that, they're going to use their knowledge of Lego and try to do something and adapt that in some programmable building blocks. These are mechanical properties that are similar to what we see in Lego, where they interconnected, and using this in future robotics planning, specifically in programming of one, where they can interconnect specific ones such as walking or running and all line them up, giving you the opportunity to build some really cool creations. This gives us the flexibility to create 3D structures with different mechanical properties and freeze the blocks at 0 degrees, reset all the cells to their solid state so that they're configured and can reprogram again and again. If you know what that means, that's great, because I don't. But it's the intricate ways of having building blocks and preset standards to something like this, I think adds to the dynamic of having those sets be, the programming be adaptable. Lego is building even more. They have expanded already, like their graphics department, and they built their new headquarter building also in Copenhagen. And they're continuing to do this with more and more job applications for their programming department. So if you're interested in doing programming or processing, specifically like games in their digital industry, because we already just saw their, DigiBricks that's been out for years and years, and now the Smart Play. So there's only expansion in the digital realm in different directions than what we're used to, and they continue to build the team. So if you're interested, go out and check and see if they have some applications you can go and apply for here. The LEGO Group has created a new vice president of people and talent. Her name is Dane Otten van den Brouwek. Wow, that's a long name. Chief People Officer. She starts on April 1st. And she says, since joining the LEGO Group, Dean has been a passionate advocate for our culture and values, says Christensen, and she is significantly experienced leader, an HR team, and a large global organization. I'm looking forward to her joining the executive leadership team as we continue to work to sustain the LEGO Group's record high level of motivation and satisfaction. So congratulations to her and her new job, and hopefully she enjoys it, especially at those levels. It just gets more and more, not treacherous, but a lot more eyes on you. LEGO's doing some fun new pop-ups for Valentine's Day. In Korea, they're having these flower walls and tulip bouquets where you can have these little dates at their little pop-ups, and you get flower bouquets already pre-built. You can pick the flowers and build a bouquet for your loved one. If my wife were to go to this, I expect that she would bring this home for me, because if not, well, I'd be very disappointed because she knows I would love these. I like flowers too. I think it's the stigma that only women like flowers. I like getting flowers too. So if you like getting flowers, especially Lego ones, just head to South Korea because they've got those pop-up stands. There are some new parts over at Pick-a-Brick, specifically aligned with the Death Star, the newest one, where we've got a mini armor. We've got a little holder with knobs. It looks like the little hand, but it's got a stud on top. And then some other bricks that went from the Christmas line. We've got the little creature that looks like an egg, but it's a snowman. I'm not really sure on that one. Some new heads from the Death Star set. We've got a green helmet and green tank that could go with your classic spaceman, and also some shield work to it, and a lot of fun little bricks to add to any Pick-a-Brick order. So go check those out now. The Batman game is going to make its big appearance and showcase more so, even more than we've seen recently, over at the IGN Fan Fest this year. Now, this is a place where they talk about Lego development and games, and we see a lot of things coming out, specifically like One Piece and Invincible and other things. So we're looking out to possibly see TT Games making a big play for this. And the game itself will be launched on March 1st an Epic Game Store for the Switch on the 29th. So it'll be interesting to see what they showcase and how people will really take on the enjoyment of this game, or if there's some things that still need fixed on it, because that's what happens. These games are always being adapted because things constantly change. We've got some Jurassic World sets on the way. Now, they're just rumors, of course, but we even have one that's an 18 plus set at $100. Will be a buildable dinosaur, most likely, because that's kind of what they're leaning into. These characters that are buildable have become very, very popular. And there's a line of other sets ranging from $28 all the way up to the $100 mark, and likely to see these coming out in June, July timeframe. A perfect time to go see a Jurassic Park movie, because that's what they like to do. Blockbusters in the summertime. If you're a fan of more and more exclusive dinosaurs to the sets, you'll probably be getting those. Lego Harry Potter also has some rumors coming up here. We've got a few confirmed already. Dumbledore's office with Harry, Hagrid and Harry's Privy Drive escape we already have. Another one, the Hogwarts crests are coming out in August of this year. Another one is Dobby the Free Elf, probably another buildable figure. Nocturne Alley Shops, that could be a fun one. Hogwarts Castle, the East Wing, the Courtyard Plants, Forbidden Forest, Expecto Patronum, and Norbit. So it'll be a little creature for that too. A new LEGO Ideas The Knight Rider set is to be released in August. It's going to be 1,226 pieces and about $130. Now, Knight Rider was an old TV show from the 80s, I believe, and it had this little light that switched back and forth because the car was intelligent and helped David Hasselhoff fight crime. So it's definitely a set that a lot of people will go for with some nostalgia from it. It'll be fine, I think, for me. I've never actually watched the show, so I know the car, but never got really into the show. And finally, a LEGO Ideas car set. Now, we already know that we're going to get the Jaguar F-Type here soon, but there's another one coming out. It's going to be the Ford Model T, which is a two-door, the old school, literally the original car coming out, and it has the white tires and just the single cab for two people, the little engine you can open up and the crank to turn it on. It's a very fun little set. Am I going to get it? I don't know. Probably not. There's so many other things to get. My list is already way too long, and especially with Kpop Demon Hunters, this Hail Mary project set, it's definitely something that'll be cool, and for any motorheads, because it being the original car, to have that set. But that's all the breaking news we have this week. Thank you all for tuning in so much to this week's podcast. I hope you learned a lot, and I hope you stick around as we now move into our set reviews. And make sure to subscribe. Our first set is set 42221, a Technic NASA Artemis Space Launch System rocket. It's a 9+ set at 632 pieces and will cost you $60. And it has 30 votes at 4.9 stars. That's pretty good. So this Technic set has an interesting feature to it where it's still the Artemis rocket. So we've got the two boosters and the main fuel tank system, and then with its engines on the lower section, and then of course the capsule at the top. But the unique part is there's a full gear system underneath in the base that actually shows Artemis lifting off the launch pad, doing booster separation, and doing command module separation. I mean, that is so unique and such a compact base to have that, where you just turn a crank, you'll see it start to go up, and then the boosters separate, so they have little wings that push them away from the main thing. And as you continue to go up, the main capsule at the top will launch. I mean, for $60, that's such a cool set, and especially at a 9+ set. So it definitely engages in that creativity instead of having to spend, $200 some to get the Artemis system and build that as a large set, which I heard was kind of a boring build. But I mean, as the Artemis, they pushed out the launch. This was supposed to be a discussion because they were going to launch it today, but it's now pushed out to March. Very fun, and definitely something I would encourage anyone who's a space aficionado to get for themselves, because it's just a cool build. All right, now on to our rubricable build. This is the Bell Beast, the Hollow Knight Silk Song creature by Redverse. It's 846 pieces, and it'll cost you 12 euros to purchase the instructions for this. Now, that's pretty steep, but I have to say that the design itself looks incredible. And it has over 320 likes, so people are definitely loving it. It looks kind of like an armadillo style with almost a centipede system too, because it's got a total of 5 legs on either side. It has a long like armored tail and armored back to it. And then the head itself is actually, it looks like a Cubone from Pokemon. It's kind of a skull white head. And then you get the Hollow Knight sitting on its back. And it's part of a very popular video game. And having such detailed design in such a compact form is something that's always a challenge to have, especially on any of your own custom builds. So I applaud them. And if you're interested, you can go and purchase those if you're a Hollow Knight fan, to have a little creation and capture of such a fun creature in the Lego build. All right, everyone, that's all I have. Thank you again for listening to this week's podcast. And I'm going to leave you, as I always do, get creative, get out there, and go build something.